Hello and welcome to our next episode of Biz Talks. And today we are chatting to, and I'm going to get the pronunciation wrong, even though I've just checked it, Patrik Muehlematter. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Patrik's from a company called FairTech, and we're going to be finding out a lot more about FairTech, what they are, what they stand for, and sharing some great nuggets of knowledge throughout. But Patrik, to start off with, quite a dynamic individual, having looked a bit at your background. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
Okay, I'm Swiss. I born in Bienne, Switzerland. And so I was born in 67, yes, so I'm 53. And I had always a passion for technology, studied electricity, but then specialized in telecommunication. That's where I arrived to the digital world of communication, where I arrived at the time of what was before internet in Europe. We had videothèques in Italy, in France. So I was very active in that, and that's how I did this bridge to the online marketing. Marketing is my passion. So then suddenly that's where I arrived from digital. That's how I start coming from a technical background. That's a good question. The year 96, I got fed up and left and went to Zanzibar, Africa, and opened a diving center. And it's funny, when I left, people were telling me, maximum 6 months, we got a dream about that. But usually after maximum 6 months or 1 year, you will be back. That was 23 years ago.
Sure.
And I did not go back. I mean, I went to Switzerland to visit, but did not go back. I moved from Zanzibar to Kenya to Egypt, 12 years Egypt, and now I am since 8 years in Malta. So a Swiss away from Switzerland. Still love Switzerland, but on holiday it's very nice.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's quite a bit of extensive travel and background as well, because I'm sure you would have been exposed to a lot of various, actually different ends of technology, having come from quite a high-end development side from Switzerland from those days, then to seeing Zanzibar, Kenya, and Egypt. And everyone might think they're backwards third world developing countries, but there is a lot of actually technology and innovation that happens in those countries anyway.
Yeah, you're right. Now I'm living between Malta and Switzerland. Yes, I'm working on both sides. Yeah. And you say Switzerland, very advanced, very technical. Yes, but always checking first before they jump. Yes, Switzerland, Swiss, we are very conservative and like to really check first. Yeah, and so it's surprising also for different. For online marketing, Switzerland, I have to slow down. Yeah, I mean, half the time 60% Malta, 40% Switzerland. I have to slow down when I speak to clients to adapt to the Swiss market, especially the one that work locally, because it's a bit, I would say, in Europe a bit quite slow the start in the digitization. Yeah? And what you were mentioning with Africa. Surprisingly, you have high tech in Africa, because when new technology comes, then they jump directly to the newest. Yeah, in Switzerland they will adapt. Yeah, then we have all those wired connections, copper connection, and then they improve that. Yeah, and then suddenly, yes, when mobile technology came. That's when I was in Zanzibar, when there was a big trend of everybody had a mobile. Mobile exists before, but suddenly it becomes popular for everyone. There we had more advanced technology because there was nothing before. So they start this what is available now. The newest technology was amazing to see that. Yeah. So even with internet, it's the same. Yeah. So the wireless connection. Were certainly much more advanced. We had fast speed over mobile network. in Africa that I did not have in Europe at this time. So yeah, there is, the technology is there. It's more than what we imagine.
Oh, for sure. A simple example, and I like highlighting things like this because it's also to bring awareness and things. One of the previous interviews I had was a construction guy, and he was working on a sustainable city that they're building in a remote area of Kenya. So we're talking totally remote, barely any electricity or roads or anything. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere. And ironically, with a fiber internet connection here, he had a better internet connection through the mobile network there than I did here over fiber. And it just gives you a huge example of that as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was a bit struggling to explain. I couldn't phrase it. Yeah, that's the thing. When it's those fiberglass, they are connected on the network. Yeah. So and somehow it will end somewhere on copper in the end. Yeah? And so then you're on old technology. Yeah? But if you go on mobile technology, then you will have the top of the top all the way. Yeah. Of course, fiber will be faster than mobile if you start to go into technology. But in the real world, the fiber is not really from A to B there. Yeah. And that's what I was mentioning here. When they start to improve the network, it's the results are less good than the one who start from zero and go via the air.
Yes, yeah. And also, I suppose, talking about that, you've got some pretty interesting sort of passions and things about yourself. Care to share those with us?
Yeah. So my hobby, I'm a diver as a hobby, scuba diving. Yeah. And I am. Let's go. How I arrived to that. I'm a perfectionist. Yeah. So everything I do, I am passionate about what I do, and so at work, I was always providing the perfect product and service, and all the clients were telling me that. Yeah. Oh, Patrik, that's so good, and that we were searching for that, and no comparison with the rest, and. But I was struggling with my business. I didn't know how to attract more clients, more business, because all my energy was going into the service, in the product itself. Yeah, and I was always thinking, yeah, I am the problem. Yeah, so I was just, as perfectionist, just working harder and harder and harder, and putting more energy in the product till I burn out, and I burned out, and I lost everything. My company went bankruptcy, and my wife got also fed up of always these long hours working and saving on the coast. So she left, yeah. And that's why I said, never ever again. But then my first step was, okay, so now I go work on my hobby. And then I continued the career in diving. So I went to Zanzibar. That's where I mentioned I went to Zanzibar and opened a diving center there. Yeah. And that was fun, very, very nice year. Spent 3 years there. After moved 1 year to Kenya, also working in the diving industry. And that was nice. It was a very secluded area. I chose the best place for diving there. The goal was not business, but it was diving, fun, the best dives. And so I searched a lot, where is the best place for diving? And I opened a diving center. There was not much infrastructure there, just a small bungalow village, and but the word went very fast around, and suddenly in the travel guide, Lonely Planet, etc., they start to mention that the best diving area is definitely in this place, and we started to be very busy there. So and so I really had a great time there every day. I mean, many times when I come out of the dive, the people say, "Oh, that's my best dive that I never had." Yeah, and for me it was my house riff. Yeah, so that's one more day in paradise, I could just say. But just my normal day. Yeah, so that was amazing. Yeah. That's when after the internet start to pool to get big, and that's why after I went back when I was in Kenya to go back to my previous work in online marketing, and that's why I said, okay, but never ever again. So what I want to search is, what I want to work on is to find a solution to create a system that we can be confident about the cash flow. So a system that every business owner can know. Now I get regular the client that I need. The client is coming and lining up in front of the door, so I can focus on my mission, on my product, on what I love to do, what I want to serve, without to have this worry of the cash flow, which is the plague of most business. So I'm now doing this since 20 years. I'm since 30 years in business, but 20 years now, especially on this cash flow, helping business doing that. And most of the business is one of the biggest problem. Running after the money. They have good product, good service, passion. They want to do something, but in the end, they tell me, in the end, I'm doing 20% my passion and 80% I'm running after money, doing business, or running after the people who did not pay me, or finding the next client. So that's where I spent 2 years developing a strategy for that, and I ended up with a 4-step strategy that brings regular the client online, and it has grown over the year. But your question was my passion, so that was the diving.
The diving. Well,
It went. I mean, I was a diver. It was my passion, but I let everything and I went, and that was really fun year I had. And I'm still a diver, still a diving instructor, but now again back as a hobby.
Yeah, and also partly hence why you're in Malta as well.
Yes, it was on my list. I knew Malta because one of the best diving place for diving in Europe. But it's not the main reason why Malta. No, but it's true. In the beginning, that's how I knew Malta. But the reason I moved to Malta is because I have kids, and they were in international school due to the traveling. So they were doing it in English. The big one was in his A level, so it was just one more year. So he said, I don't want to change. When we were in Egypt, that was the revolution time. So that's the Arab Spring. So we spent 1 year there during the revolution. So we did not run away immediately. But then suddenly the teachers started to go away from the school. The level went down, and so we had the security also in the country. So the school for the kids were quite a priority, and they had also their word to say. My big son had just 1 more year to do before he can start study university. So then he said, I don't want to change language, and I want to stay on the same system, which I understand. And so then we had to find a country that has international school and also at a proper price. So Malta, have a good education system and the international school system. So that was the what makes it tip over to Malta. Also the geolocalization. With Switzerland, as I'm very active in business in Switzerland, also didn't want to go too far. I'm very attracted by New Zealand, but that's a bit too far now. Maybe
I've got family in New Zealand, so let me know. I can hook you up in New Zealand sometime. And I'd love to, talking about diving, I'd love to invite you here to South Africa, especially here in the Cape. We've got some amazing diving sites, and I also know quite a few people this side that can take you to some special secret places as well.
That's good. Let's do that. You have a great white shark diving there, and also you call them differently. There's a sand tiger shark, but I think you call it rough-tooth shark.
Ragged-tooth, yes, ragged-tooth.
Well,
the best things of the dives here, we've got a lot of shipwrecks and old shipwrecks from back in the day, because it is called the Cape of Storms. So there's a lot of big ships and old ships that are wrecks there, and they are great diving sites. But you hinted now towards how you moved from starting with electricity, telecommunications, go diving, and then started going back in once the internet started to develop, landed up in Malta. Take me through the journey, how you went from there to starting up to getting to where you are now by having FairTech? You've developed the strategy that you mentioned. How did that journey pan out?
Okay. So, as I just mentioned, I was already active in online marketing. That was this, in America, there was internet at this time, but in Europe, each country had its own system. Yeah. So that was the Bildschirmtext in Germany, Videotext. So, that's where I had this time where I said, that I left, where I lost everything because I was perfectioning the product. And I can tell you the product was very good. And that's where I said, okay, now I went to Zanzibar. It was good to have a break and recharge the battery. And so that was 3 years Zanzibar. That was really far away from everything. And that was really diving and brainstorming in the back of my head. But and then that's where I moved after to Zanzibar. I sold the diving center there, and to a South African company. And after I moved to Kenya, there was so that's still a diving story. They had a big boat that we could dive where I could not dive before in Zanzibar. So I worked with a Swiss company in Kenya that had a big boat, a 30-meter sailboat, so that we could go to the area of Pemba, the small island of Zanzibar. Zanzibar is an archipelago of 22 islands. Then we could go to the very far away place thanks to this big boat, and that's where I started to put the strategy back, and the way the internet started to become very, very popular, and I saw a big opportunity, and where I started. So from there, because there I was employed, yes, so I was the manager of water sport. So I had some time. So you don't work 24/7, yeah, because when you have a diving center in a place like Zanzibar, overnight you fix what has been broken during the day, and it was adventure. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and so there I was employed. So I started to work, make my research there. That was in Kenya. Then they sold the marina, the whole marina there, and then suddenly I was a bit between two situations. Okay, what should I do? And I said, okay, now let's find a place in the world where life is not too expensive, and the way I can work, where I can really put now 1 year. The plan was to say, now I make 1 year where I work on this strategy to find a solution that will help me for what, not face the same problem again, and can help thousands of other people that suffer from the same thing, which when I spoke in the story of the cash flow when you start a business, or even for any business, people 20, 30 business, that's something I always hear coming over and over again. So I decided to go to Egypt, and as I said, let's do it on the diving industry, so I can bring my boss knowledge, so the digital world, marketing, and the diving industry. So I started the scuba diving portal in Egypt, and work on this strategy, tested it, and Egypt is one of the capital in the world for scuba diving. Australia, the Great Barrier Reef, for the Red Sea. Egypt is I would say the biggest place. So I was right in the center of this industry. Life was easy, was cheap, and I could really monitor what I was doing for the diving industry in the background. So I was on place, and the people didn't know that I'm there. I was building this portal because the goal was not to go to face people; it's really to make something online that works from alone. And it become huge. But in fact, I did 2 years. What I was planning, I said, let's spend 1 year on no financial interest, just working on the strategy. I did 2 years, and in total it was 5 years that I've really worked intensively on that. But after 2 years, that's where I started to market it. The website, the scuba diving portal, become a huge success, reach about 1 million visitors yearly, and that's where suddenly people start to come to me and say, oh, whatever I Google, I Google, in the beginning it was not even Google, whatever I search online, I always find your website. Can you not do this for my business? And that's how it's come. We started so FairTech, the first name was Scuba Promotion. And because we were working for the scuba diving industry, then people from other industries started to ask, yeah, but can you do this also for us? And I was the first client was pushing because they know me from long. As I was saying, I was a perfectionist. They were very happy of my service, so from long ago. And they knew if they asked me that I will really be full dedicated to their work. And they insisted a lot. And I said, look, my team don't have the experience for your industry. I don't have it. And for me, for the scuba diving industry, we have all the keywords, all the tricks. We have them in the drawer. We can do it. We're much cheaper, much faster, much more efficient than any competitors, because the analysis already done. So we have everything ready. So but I said, let's try. I said, let's do 3 months for them. I say, I know them, I trust them. So I said, okay, I do 3 months for free. Then I can see, does it work for me? And does it work for you? Do you get the outcome that you really, can I do it? And what I do, does it bring the result you're expecting? We did this after the 3 months when we met to take the decision. And I bring the statistic reporting. I told them, look, that's for me, it's like cutting butter in summer. So it's very easy, because the diving industry is a tourism industry, very strong competition in the market. And so suddenly we were in another industry. So all the trick we knew, we could use them and apply them. So for me, it's very easy. All the team find it's also easy. I'm ready to do it, but do you get the result you look? And they say, oh yes, it's amazing, the result. Let's please continue. And in fact, they are still client. After 17 years, they are now still client. So that's how I start to diversify and to realize, wow, the experience you bring from one industry to another industry is like a secret weapon, because each industry is more advanced in certain areas. And if you see, oh, that works well, just translate it and adapt it to the industry. Usually people now down the road, after many years, where online marketing, digital marketing is a must for a company, otherwise they will not exist. And it is the fight of being the best. So what I see now, they all compare what are the other doing, and they do it, and they learn from there. But so an industry suddenly can be very strong in one area, because they get better and better and better, because everybody copies each other and try to improve it. But there are suddenly other angles that they don't even use. But that other industry use much more. So then you bring suddenly this, and then you have a huge breakthrough for a company. So that's where I realized the power of having experience from different industry. And that's as I say, it's 17 years now that we start to diversify to different industry. When I moved to Malta, this is when I renamed the company. The company was still Scuba Promotion, and people were sometimes even telling me, look, especially in Switzerland, they say, look, when I pay my bill, people in the industry, manufacturing industry, so they have a bill, Scuba Promotion, and look like they pay the holiday on the via the company. So they got a few remarks like this. You're in the company name. And then when I moved to Malta, so that's why I took the chance due to the relocation, and this is okay, to a more neutral name, FairTech, fair, because I like to be fair. It must be fair for everybody, for the client, for the one working, and for the agency, for us doing the work, for the people working. So that's where the fair came. Technology, and that's it. So it's more so in case we change industry again, we don't have problem or change anything. And so that's how it has been renamed at this time, and that's about 8 years ago.
Sure.
So that's
okay. Yeah, so now we know where you've gotten to, but and you've hinted about various different elements that you work on. You've mentioned digital marketing, you've mentioned search engine optimization, you've mentioned your system that you've developed. Tell me exactly what it is that FairTech does. What does FairTech do, and what solutions do you provide?
Yeah. Okay. So as I had mentioned, this focus is the cash flow. Yeah. So there's also to bring this certainty for the business owner that he will have the next client ready coming. Yeah. So that he can really focus on his mission, on his product, on what he likes to do. The reason why he started business. Yeah. We all started business because we wanted to do something. Provide a service, help on a solution, or work on our passion, and so the business part, to put the goal is to put this business part a bit on automatic pilot, so that business knows they have regular income, and as everything is online nowadays, so it has a strong I would say influence. So part is online, and every business start. I mean, 93% of the business start with a search online. Yeah. So that's why the core of the entire strategy is search engine optimization. So because when people are ready, when they want to hire somebody, buy something, buy a service or product, they first Google it first. They search online, or not only Google, but they search online, and so that's why I have a strong core on that, on search engine optimization, so that when people search something online, that your service yourself are visible there, because that's where it starts. And in fact, it's based on as I said, I ended up in the beginning with a 4-step strategy for online marketing mastery. So that you really master your industry. So that I don't find another word in English, to dominate. That's the word. So dominate, that you dominate your industry. So that when somebody search online, your company comes always as first, is visible, is the reference, has good reputation, and then and as I said, I came with the strategy first with 4-step, and that had been enhanced. So in the beginning, I said the people start to ask, help me, do for me. That works very well. It has worked wonders for everybody that we had this strategy at work, not only for me but for them also. I was very happy about this, but that came with a huge responsibility to keep this, because once you bring more business to a company, they have to adapt. They get used to, but they have also to adapt. Depending if it's manufacturing, they need to have faster or to have more machines and increase their team, etc. So the responsibility is huge. And some people, we could help them to grow, but they had problem to maintain that. So it's that certainly a new difficulty came, and I had to go back to school to bring my level of marketing higher. That's in 96 that I gave the last polish. I mean, every day we polish this strategy. Every day we always working on it, because things change also online, more than everywhere else. But in 96 and back to school, I graduated on the business mastery of Tony Robbins. So I went to America, and to solve this problem, to make sure we have this regularity that we bring. And then people. So from the Tony Robbins Business Mastery has a 7 force of business mastery. There I learned a lot, and that's how I could bring the the regularity, create a system that continuously grows. Yeah, so that's where the strategy started to have a perpetual system. Yeah, so that's the day I have adapted my strategy with the business mastery. So I don't know if we see well with the camera. Yeah, so the strategy goes in circle. Yeah, so once these are pillars that multiply themselves. Yeah, so if I do a little bit here, let me pick maybe a bit more. But the way I learned there, it's in 6 months we go around and then we go again around, and that's what give this regularity and the continuous growth. Yeah, and people like Jay Abraham, virtuous of marketing. He went from nothing. He started from nothing to 9.2 billion. His net worth now, something like this.
Sure.
So he's really virtuous of marketing now. We hear him quite a lot online, giving advice. So and he was one of the teachers there, and from him I could learn how to combine this pillar which I have, that each one. So it's not, the idea is not to become the best in one of the pillar, the best social media and work hours and hours a day and post every day and have millions or hundreds or tens of thousands of followers, but then after many times when we speak with clients, when we ask you, but what is the business coming out when we audit the process they have already, and they have a lot of followers? Is okay, so what's the outcome in business? And most of the time it's nearly nothing or very little outcome compared to these followers. Yeah, so because they just learned something, they heard, because people, entrepreneurs are a bit lost now. Yeah, that's moved so fast, this online marketing. Yeah, so and they hear friend, I use social media, Facebook. What Facebook? For B2B use Facebook. Yes, I use it. And after they have a huge success, and then they try to reproduce that, and they put all the energy there, and they don't get the result. Yeah, and or they take a course, or they hear something about. Or they read a book, and that will be full on this strategy. You will spend all your time on one thing, but what brings the result is in fact the combination of those different pillars that you have, and all those pillars from the learning from Jay Abraham I had to use pillars that multiply themselves. So the trick is not to do a perfect thing here and put all your energy there, is to do just a little bit there, just what is necessary, what makes the difference, and you move on to the next step, and you do also just the minimum what makes the difference. And those pillars, this is what I have worked so long to combine them, see what combines themselves well. If I do here something and here something, that will double the result of what I did there. And this one will again double the result of the two ones, so that in the end, all your effort are multiplied, become a huge leverage. Yes, so you get 10 times more result, and you put much less energy in it. So that's why you can diversify. And Jay Abraham, I've learned there this combination of pillar that multiply themselves, that gives much more outcome. Plus also tricks how to do the right thing, how you can do things that it's only open to companies with multi-million budget, that monthly or yearly, but with this strategy I could find combined things that we could do things that small company can do that with very little budget or just a little bit of time and no budget. They can get those huge results instead of millions. Yeah. So that's how it arrived. That's the strategy, and that's to what was the word I was searching for? It's not to master, to dominate. Yeah, to dominate your market. Yeah, so that when somebody goes online or wherever he goes, he sees your company, you there, you're the reference, you have good reputation on it, you're the one giving advice, you're there, all those steps that are in place, that makes that the people is not you searching anymore. So the whole thing is about not you searching for client, but it's the client coming to you and hoping that you will be able to help them or to serve them. Yeah.
So if I can summarize from what I hear correctly is, as a company, you provide search engine optimization solutions, but you not only do that, you provide a system in which they can operate, because the likes of digital marketing is huge. It's not just your website. It's not just your search engine optimization. It's massive. There's various different areas and elements. So what you're saying is your core initially is obviously the search engine optimization, but you've developed an entire system that every elements that you can look at in your digital marketing sphere are linked in, but also at the same time, because you have confidence of the amount of lead generation you're going to get, because instead of chasing clients are finding you because you satisfy their need, which is actually what marketing is all about. But it's then in the consumer's hand or your potential client's hands or whatever to come get you. And once you've got that huge growth that starts coming through, you're able as a business to not only handle it, but grow and increase your capacity at the same time to keep that business and then keep growing from there on. Is that the correct sort of summarization of what it is?
Yes, it's a nice rephrasing. I always have problem to position this whole thing because so far all those actions that we do, but it's quite a nice how we say it, condensed information. Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
I must say I like to network, and anybody who knows me well says, Chris, you network. I've met hundreds of people all around the world. This situation of being able to chat to people around the world now via Zoom for me is fantastic because I love meeting people. But this is the first company that I've ever come across that doesn't just say, okay, we only do SEO or search engine optimization. We'll dabble in a little bit of social media for you, maybe do some Google AdWords, but we just do that. It's the first time I've actually heard a business that says, cool, we do that, but we take everything into account and we make sure that you go through a whole process with you together so that you can grow and you don't just have this one singular thought of an outcome of, I need to rank first on Google. You are working on a system that every touch point a person comes across when they're searching is the same. It's the same message, and that the person or business is visible on every single one of those touch points. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, you have quite explained it well, this situation. Yes, it's quite special, and we don't try to do it all ourselves. Yes, so because it's interesting. Sometimes when you see new agency, there's a lot of agency coming up like mushroom after the rain. Yeah, due to the demand. Yeah, everybody has to go online. So the agency are coming, and what is interesting to see, the one who tries to do everything, when they say, oh, I do social media, I do content writing, I do for the social media, they do them all. Yeah, so LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and then after we do content writing, inbound linking, SEO, and they do the whole thing. I was on a trade show, and the biggest boost on the trade show that was in Zurich, Switzerland, the biggest boost was an SEO company. And so they make just one thing, yes? And the smallest boost, they had a huge list, but just one desk and then a roll up, yeah? But on this roll up, he was doing everything, yeah? And that's impossible, yeah? Because if you want already to do several things, you need to have separate teams, yeah? By us, this SEO, yeah? Because that's the SEO, that the core business, so that's the service that we provide, yeah? So we provide the strategy, that's the strategy that I showed, and the service that we provide in-house is the SEO. But already there, we speak about 18 persons, which are already from 9 different specialty and background. Yeah, so just for SEO, yeah. So you need a lot of different skill set and background. Yeah, so if we go into advertising, social media, yeah. So there we provide the strategy, and then after the client do it himself, or he hire an agency specialized in that, yeah, but that apply the strategy that goes for all, yeah. And each agency that come will bring also an addition and added value for his own strategy, yeah. So So that's how it works. Yeah. So we don't pretend to do it all. It's impossible. Yeah? If somebody, for example, will say, "I do it all," we'll be a bit scared about that. Yeah? Just saying, "Yeah, we do it." Yeah, you did not use the word "we do it all," but to me it was sounding, "Yeah, we try to do it all." No, it's really like you mentioned. It's we provide the strategy and we really do the monitoring. The first thing we do is to set up the monitoring that we can really interpret to see what works, what was working before we start. Yeah? And then after every action that we spend, or the client spends on himself, is monitored, and we can see the outcome. Yes, and that's one of those pillars that make a huge difference, because when you see that didn't work, it needs to be improved, so immediately it will be improved, and if after improvement it's still not bringing what it wants, it will be retired, and what works well will be scaled up. Yeah, so let's do more on this. Yeah, so that's how you can really indefinitely grow. Yeah?
I think that's something a lot of people don't understand as it grows. It grows organically. It's not a question of testing and getting things right or wrong. As things change and grow and adapt, it's an organic growth of this is working, we develop on that. And I like that you said we retire the other side and then we develop and grow that which is working. And another thing, and I think this is a good top tip, is have you ever watched the movie with Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams? It's about the baseball field. Now, long story short, he has a dream that he must build a baseball field in the middle of a cornfield and build it, and they will come. So he builds this baseball pitch, and the baseball players come. It's an interesting movie. But here, the reality is, on digital space, as with anything really, don't just build. A lot of people are building it with the strategy of build it and they will come. It doesn't work like that. You need a strategy from the start. You need to know what it is you're building, where you're building, who you're building it for, etc. Before you even start building it, because there's this huge research, a growth at the moment of everybody wanting their own e-commerce stores, and they're just building e-commerce stores left, right, and center, but there's no strategy. They're just building it, and we'll build it, and then they'll come.
Yes. Yeah. So it's. I did not see this movie, but I can completely relate to what you're saying. And I had recently, last week, I was in Switzerland with this advertising company. Yeah? They do branding and website, and especially the graphic advertising and this, the whole branding. And it was interesting. It was also a passionate owner, and we were speaking about one client that we have commonly. Yeah, and the client signed me. He told me, you need to go to talk to him so that you can see how you can collaborate. You need to collaborate. We want those your skills. Yeah, and but he was trying to make everything himself. Yeah, and it was very interesting because suddenly he came with his motto, his slogan, his thing. Yeah, so I mean, it's deeper. It's just his belief. Yeah, his strong belief. Yeah. He was not trying to sell me, or just, it was really, after a long discussion, suddenly he was really pushing. He said, but look, it makes no sense to bring people to a website if the website is not converting those people into clients. How right, how true is this? Yeah, we must all say, yes, you're right. Yeah. Let's make a new website, or let's improve the presentation, new logos, graphic, image on the website, and content, the text, videos, etc. to convert. Yeah, but that was the way I have the opposite, and I totally agree with him. Yeah, for that, because that's one of the pillar of the strategy, to transform the website into a marketing tool that we have. It's one of those pillars. Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah. But my motto, I think is German. Do you use this in English? My motto, it's used. Okay.
Your motto.
Okay, so my motto is also a strong core belief. The best website will bring you no business. It's useless. Makes no sense to have it if nobody sees it. if you have no traffic on your website. You can have the nicest and best website. You can even give your product for free. Nobody will take them because nobody sees them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how right is this again? Yeah. So both we are right. Yeah. So now we need to combine both. Yeah. And the way he was selling always saying, oh, you always need a new website. I also spoke with an agency here in Malta. They say, oh, branding sales. Yeah. So you need to have a good branding, good brand, good presentation. Yes. But if nobody comes on the website, you need both. And this is this combination of the pillar. Yes. So first here we bring traffic and we improve the website. I first bring the traffic and after improve the website, because with this traffic you can learn. Because when you do the website, you think, yeah, people will want this. Yeah. So take what you have, make some patchwork, fix it, and that it's presentable and the people can find their way. Of course, the minimum you must do, that's what I was saying, to do the minimum that will make the difference. Take what you have existing, improve it, patchwork, fix it, add some call to action, make sure that your message is there. Yeah? So fix it like this. But first you bring traffic, fix it, and all the change that you do, you can already monitor it. What I have done here, this little bit, has bring the result. So let me put more energy there. That what I did, he did not bring it, say, okay, I will look after. Yeah. So, and that's why already from the beginning, the energy goes in the right direction. That makes a huge difference. Yeah. And that just to say what you were saying is, I just had this experience with this agency. Both are 100% right. Yeah. But you need a strategy to combine both, because the client is lost. Yeah, he's from there. Oh, you need this, you need this, you need this. Yeah. So then the one who can sell himself best, yeah, and most of the time the advertising company, because that's their job, yeah, advertising. Yeah. So they will tell you, yeah, you need a new website, you need a new logo, you need a new presentation, you need some video on it. They're right, yeah. But this alone will not make the difference. Yeah. So it's better. Ask them to do a little bit, the first step, yeah, and then ask one to do a little bit, have a strategy that combines it all. Yeah.
And something there that you mentioned that I picked up, which is really, really good to highlight here is even if it's a small business or a big business, not everybody understands how to do like market research or consumer research or have the budget to do so. And exactly what you're saying there is as well, start with what you've got. Research what you've got, because that's already your client base and your target market that you've already been talking to. You're drawing those stats from it, which is your own research that's not really costing you much extra. You're looking at that research and you're going, well, there's the results. This is what works. Change a little bit. There we go. That works. So it's almost like you, as part of the whole system is you've got a bit of market research included with it, that you're not having to go pay another company a whole lot of money to go and do all blindly. You're working with your client base.
Exactly, you totally got it. Yeah? And this is something that, for example, a big learning that I had from Jay Abraham, and it's a pattern. Yeah, I did not realize it was a pattern that I had from everywhere. Jay Abraham was saying, when people need more money, yeah, because they know now some cash needs to come in the company, some costs are coming or whatever, yeah, we need more money. They search for new client, and sounds logic, but it's wrong, yeah. So the fastest way to get more cash is, like you said, in looking what you have, yeah. Go to your client, listen, see your ideal client, yeah. See, oh, that's my ideal client. Go to him instead of searching a new one and give less energy by him. Go to him, tell him, look, you are my ideal client. Show it to him, treat him like a VIP. Yeah, show him that he is important for you, and ask him, what can I do more for you? Yeah, because I see we work well together. I bring you good result. You are my ideal client. I want to spend more time for you. How can I help you more? And the more I serve you, the better I will become. And the more I will attract similar clients like you, yeah. So tell me, what can I do for you? And they will say, yeah, you could also, but I always struggle to get this. And then you start. That's where you get additional business. And this business, you will get it fast because the trust is already built. Yeah. they know you're performing well for them. Yeah. So then they will ask you, can you do that? They will trust you that you do it. And you say, yes, I can do it. Make an estimation that would cost that much. And they will be ready to pay it because they know you will deliver. Yeah. But when you go to a new person who does not know this, my father teach also how to manage business, and he said he called that always to go to preach in the desert. Nobody knows you there. So he said when you go to preach in the desert, it needs much more, 1,000 times more energy, because there's no trust, no relation, nothing. So that's a huge difference. The client who knows you already, if you can do something for him, he will immediately there. So existing client buy more and buy faster.
Patrik, you and I can chat for hours, but we're going to start running out of time, and it's time for us to start wrapping. Any parting thoughts? Anything about yourself and about FairTech that you would like to share with us?
A bit stuck with this question now. So what do you mean something to share?
Well,
I'm sharing.
You've shared a lot, actually.
I have so much to say. I have so much to say that I could speak for hours. Yeah, can you guide me on what?
Okay, well, as I do believe, on the one side, you offer a free consultation on your website, so you could actually tell us some more about that.
Okay, yes. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So yes, so if I can share now, I get your question, because English is not my first language, so sometime then I get it with what you share. Yeah. So now something is it's a fact. Companies have to adapt. For digitalization, online marketing, they have to. The one who didn't, they have disappeared already in certain industry. We see it like the travel agency. How many travel agencies disappeared in the last 10 years? It's maybe 10% or 20% are left from what, due to website like Booking.com. And there are quite a few like this. If I would have told you 10 years ago that you will be able to book your flight ticket, your hotel from your mobile in a few minutes, you will have laughed at me. Yeah, you exaggerate, you dream again. Yeah. And but it's coming now. It's a tsunami coming. Yeah. So the travel, the tourist business has been shaken. Yeah. And so this is a tsunami coming, industry by industry. Yeah. So the next industry who is now leaving the tsunami, this is the retail. Yeah, so offline shop. Yeah, they're leaving this, and I see it. And so in my hometown, the Bahnhof Street. Yeah, so the street of the train station, and there's another one where you cannot get a place there. Yeah, it was too difficult. It's the famous place. Yeah, but now you see even empty shop now. It's even written it's for rent. Yes, I've never seen that since I know this town, 50 years. Yeah, and this is due to the digitalization. So this is the retail. Yeah, I was now suffering of all this from this, and they have to adapt. Yeah, so it is a fact. We have to adapt. Doesn't matter in which industry we are. It's if you feel you don't need, then you're lucky. So you have that. Do it now. Yeah, do it now. The first one who makes the change, they will benefit from the additional business they get. Yeah, if you're the first one getting business online compared to your competition, because the client, they are online. That's a fact. They are there. The client, they have migrated. They're online. They're on their mobile. They search on their computer. That's a fact. Yeah, people spend more time on the mobile than they spend on TV. What used to be the best advertising in the past? TV, yeah? But not available for every company, yeah? But now online, it's available for every company, yeah? So the one who react now will get additional business. So everything he has invested, his time, his money, he will get it 10 times back to that, yeah? The one who wait, he will have to do it. The one is reactive instead of proactive. Suddenly he will have no choice. So because all his competitors are already doing it, so if he jump at this time, he has to do it. Additional time, additional money, but no additional business because the business is already divided between everybody. Yeah? But the first one jumping in gets the whole business. Yeah. So now, as I was saying, yeah, it's getting more and more and more. Now it's a huge opportunity reaching people on the mobile compared to TV. So with a fraction of the price, we can get a huge result. So it's the time to level up your company. Yeah, but it starts to get this window of opportunity gets smaller and smaller. And after it will be normal. Yeah, and after we not speak about online marketing. It's just marketing. Yeah, so it's not the cost. It's what everybody needs. Yeah. So jump in now. So that's my message I can give to everyone, because you get it back if you're the first one. And by us, when we realize we want, as my mission is to help millions of people with this problem that I had. Now I live so much better. You know, I can sleep on both my ears, we say in French, yeah, because I know there is enough cash flow coming, clients are there, they want us, yeah, they want our service. So I want to provide this to as many people as possible. And then suddenly we get a bit a conflict that's new, that's a new breakthrough that we have, yeah. This conflict where you need a certain budget, yeah. So if the budget is there, I can help any company when the budget is there, and they will. They must be committed, yeah, because they must adapt to some change, yeah. So if they are committed and the budget is there, add this strategy and the success will be there. But there's some people, for example, the one who waited too long, the digitalization arrived and then they waited. So now they don't have enough budget because they already don't have enough business. So this is this kind, and there's another kind, this is the startups, yeah. So these two, they have less work, less budget, but they have more time. Yeah, if you have less work, you have more time. So that's something which we realize when there's more budget, when there's less budget, there's usually more time. Yeah. So how could we help for this? So and now we started to provide courses, online courses, do-it-yourself solution, and mentoring. So, and that's the huge advantage. Online course you can find online, yeah, for specific, if you know what you want, yeah, that's the thing. You need a strategy to know what you want, because there's so many opportunity and we should not do too much of one, like we said, yeah. So you need this strategy, and we propose those courses so the people can do it themselves. Once the business start to come, then they have less time, but they have more budget to start to delegate, to use leverage, outsource those kind of work, and that's how we can help much more people, and we see it helps, and the people can do it themselves with those courses. And we provide mentoring session, yes. So when they stuck, that's the advantage. We are an agency, yes. So it's not just you take a course and then it didn't work. So now and what? Yeah. So we're an agency. We're going nowhere. We're here since 20 years. So they can always come back. Look, I told this course, I did this. I'm stuck. Why is it not working for me? If it's the case, yeah, then we can provide mentoring session, coaching session to help. Yeah. So that's something which is which is huge, that we are newly developing already on the website. We don't see many of those courses, and it's just one which is published, but we have a lot of course that exist already, but we're not ready to be sold automatically. Yeah, so they will come in the first quarter of next year. More course will come, but we have a lot of do-it-yourself solution, mentoring, and that's something that makes it now, because that was disturbing me. Yeah, I hate when I was going somewhere and the door was not open to me because I was too small or not their target. Yeah, so now it's really open to everyone with do-it-yourself solutions.
Okay, great. So Patrik, it's been great, and I'm sure one or two at least people watching this will want to be in contact with you. How do we get in contact with you?
Yeah, so I can go on the website. So we have so that's fairtechltd.com. And there is a contact form, and there is on the homepage directly, there is a place where you can ask for a free consultation. Yeah, and usually that's a good way to start, where you get a questionnaire, yeah, so that we know as much as possible about the project, the goals, the background, so we can make an audit. And then after my team will do an audit, and after I deliver the audit, this a strategy session, yeah, so where we can sit 45 minutes together, where I show where you are, where you should be, yeah, based on the information I had from you. What's the gap, yeah? What are the option to fill this gap, and how can we create a strategy to beat up the competition, and always be after one step ahead to keep that with this circle, yeah. How can this be done? That's the best way. Otherwise, on LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn with my name, Patrik Muehlematter. I don't know if we see it.
It's on the screen.
Okay, that's perfect. So if we see it, if we search with that, or if you add any word like online or SEO, if there are many, but there are not many with this name, then you will find me there. I'm an open connector, so feel free to connect, even if you don't have a specific question now. By just connecting, every time we publish a new course, or we give a lot, for example, on LinkedIn, every week, twice a week, we publish some short tips, a short video with tips for online marketing, SEO, YouTube channel. That's where you get the most free content. That's all free. So there, if you just search for FairTech or FairTech SEO, you 100% you find us. I think we see our logo here down, so you will recognize the logo. Just subscribe there. Ask your question. If you ask a question down the video, we answer them, or we answer them on a next video. So that's great opportunity. You can get advice that you will pay thousands of dollars to get those reply. You will get them for free like this, and we share them. Yeah, your question will help others, so we share them on. So that's how it helps the community. Yeah.
Yes, and that's the thing I'm sitting here thinking throughout this whole chat that we've had is just the freeness of giving information. A lot of what you've shared, a lot of companies would be like, no, but I keep this to myself. So thank you very much for joining us, sharing the information. When we post this, obviously we'll put the links to all the various ways to contact with you. And I highly encourage get in touch with Patrik and his team. And even if, like he says, it is just to connect, and there's lots that you can learn with them and become part of a community, really, at the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah, become part of our cash flow builders community. We help each other, and join that.
I'll definitely be doing that as well. Patrik, thank you so much for joining us today and for your time, and enjoy Malta. And I hope you've got a dive planned for some time.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me. And yes, let's meet again and have a great dive together.